Puerto Rican kid, bald head, loves snakes, loves Blizzy, Sergio Chacon.
Yeah. What up, Pa?
Peace. Welcome to the DBS podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon, aka Blizzy Chacon. That shit whack.
I mean, it's always gonna be Dirtbag shit podcast. The DBS podcast. Peace and welcome to the DBS podcast. It's your boy Sergio Chacon, and I'm joined by my very special friend, comedian Matt Pavich.
Hello, Sergio. How
What's
you doing?
happening, Daddy-O?
Chilling, baby.
Oh, let's do that again. Gang. And I like the way you put your pointer finger or index finger out.
Yeah.
In respect and consideration for my short finger.
Yes.
Very nice of you.
That's exactly what it was for.
You've known me long enough, but you know, I have to shake Sergio's hand a little different.
A little different.
You know,
It's
so I got to
coming
put the
in-
little gun out for him.
Yeah, it's going to come in a little different. It doesn't feel the same, but it means well.
It does. It
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
A lot of times I'll give people the pound and I'll leave the finger in there. And because it's short and it still has the nail,
Yeah,
it'll feel like a little squirrel
right.
nail just
you
rub in the
rub it
middle of
like
their
that?
palm.
You rub them like that?
I rub them like that and I maintain eye contact.
That's interesting.
And they always like shy away.
Yeah.
No
they
one
just-
ever questions it.
No, you can't be like, what did you just do?
Hmm?
That's a weird move. I like it.
Yeah.
That's some dirtbag shit.
It is dirtbag shit. It
Yeah.
is dirtbag shit. Man, I finally got you on the show. I'm so happy, man, because we've known each other for a while, and it's been a minute. We worked the clubs together. I've always found you really funny. One thing that always popped out about me is your impersonations, and you just like got very good energy.
Thank you.
And I'm happy to hear. I'm always happy, but always a little jealous of when my peers drop an album because I'm like, damn, I need to do that. But I'm super happy for you. Like it always reminds me that I'm
Something
like,
you got to do.
it's something I want to do.
Yeah, you haven't dropped one yet?
No. So your album comes out next week, and it's called Wednesdays at Bellevue.
Yes,
Yeah.
January 14th. It's going to be a
Dope.
hot one.
Nice.
It's called Wednesdays at Bellevue. I did it at New York Comedy Club, the Gramercy location. It was packed out. I'm very excited about it. I edited it myself, which was kind of a nightmare. I wouldn't recommend doing that when you do yours. Just listening to yourself over and over again, losing faith in every joke.
I've heard that.
Yeah. But it looks good. It sounds good. I'm going to drop the album first and then the video afterwards. So I'm excited about that.
Dope.
Yeah.
What you do, 45 an hour?
I did 45 minutes. Yeah.
I think that's appropriate.
I think so too. I could have stretched it to an hour. There were some jokes in there that I could have kept in, and I was like, you know what? Let me just.
Yeah, roll it over to something else.
Yeah, they weren't ready yet.
Yeah.
Let me just.
We get greedy, right?
We get very greedy. Yeah. I want those plays. I want those spins.
Yeah. No,
But-
45 is good.
45 is perfect. I think.
I think it's perfect.
Digestible. 45-minute car ride. You know, you're going on a 45-minute car ride. You pop it in,
No.
play it. have
Yeah,
some
I'm
giggles.
gonna. My first album is gonna be 10 minutes long.
That's
I'm
smart.
changing the game,
You
like the
put
new
it on
rap
TikTok?
albums. Fuck that.
Each
Just
joke is
10 minutes.
45
It's just one joke, one long ass joke, with a lot of ums and likes.
Yeah. What else do I want to talk about? You said what else do I want to talk about 15 times?
Hmm. I like the fact that you really kept this album. I haven't heard it yet,
Yeah.
but just the title itself suggests that you're talking about bipolar disorder.
Yes.
Well, it doesn't suggest that. I know that you have bipolar, and you're very open about that.
Yeah.
So the title, Wednesdays at Bellevue, is correlated with that.
Yeah, it's a specific joke, Wednesdays at Bellevue, that you'll hear on the album, but it's the whole album basically it's really personal, the whole thing.
Which I love. I love albums like that.
It's my first one, you know. I want people to get to know me, and like I don't have hot takes on like the world yet. I don't know if it's like an age thing or like I just feel stupid being like, this is how I think about this topic. So it's just personal shit. It's just all about me. It's all about my experience growing up in New York, finding out I have bipolar disorder.
When'd you find out?
I was 20 years old.
Wow, so that's late.
Kind of, but that's kind of normal for bipolar disorder.
Interesting.
You find out in your late teens, early 20s. And I'm bipolar 1. That's that real shit. Not that bipolar 2 is not real, but it's like I have.
There's different grades of it.
Yeah. Bipolar 1, I have full-blown manic episodes. So, like, I've been hospitalized 6 times, and I'm only 32 years old. I'm putting up stats, baby.
Damn,
I'm
putting up
putting
numbers, Pop.
I'm putting up numbers.
Yo, you've been locked up in the hospital more than I've been locked up in the tombs downtown Manhattan.
Hello.
I'm like five. I'm like one shy away. I'm gonna have to get locked up this weekend. Match your
I
record,
got
Pop.
6, baby. Can't even fit it on all one hand. You know what I'm saying? I got rings. I got stories.
So, I remember one time you were producing a show
Uh-huh.
at Eastville Comedy Club, and you had booked me.
Uh-huh.
And I think you had an episode there because you pushed me. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but I do remember having my first manic episode at Eastville Comedy Club. This was before I was diagnosed.
Yes, I imagine that was around that time.
Yeah.
Because the show was going smooth, and your energy changed.
I threatened to fight Dan Frigolette, who was hosting the show. I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember if he was hosting.
I
But
said-
I do remember that I felt the shove, and you were just looking at me like this. You know how Sonic the Hedgehog, when he's not being mobilized,
Yeah.
he just kind of stands there with his hands on his hips, but his foot is tapping.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
You were doing like
That's
that.
how I said hello, probably, right? Is that how I greeted you?
No, we had a full blown conversation. I finished my set,
Yeah.
and it was for no apparent reason. I was like, "Yo, what was that about?"
And you didn't question me, or
I said, "What's going on?" And then you talked about something else, and then you went on. I knew something was up, and I knew, but I couldn't quite figure it out. I was thinking maybe it was, I had no idea.
Nobody knew. Nobody knew what was going on. My parents thought I was on drugs.
That's what I may have thought. I don't remember what it was. I just remember the behavior was weird. I was thinking maybe he's drinking. You know?
I mean, maybe I was, but it was really the mania that was shining through all of the alcohol and weed use that I was doing at the time. And I went on stage that night, and instead of doing jokes, I just like told family secrets.
Shit, that's wild.
Yeah, much to my family's chagrin. They were all like crying and shit.
So they were in the audience.
They were in the audience, yeah. They used to like come to my shows. I was 20 years old. It's like when I first started. You remember that?
Yeah,
I used to
yeah.
pack Eastville out. The
I
old
remember.
Eastville, yeah. With like family and friends, and like two of my friends.
So
thought it
you're
was-
revealing like deep dark secrets.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Your uncle was like, "Snitch! Why you dropping dime?" This is This is probably like the mid 2000s, right? He had like a no snitch shirt after.
Exactly.
Stop
Yeah.
snitching.
Stop snitching. I was really just snitching. Like my dad was still smoking cigarettes at the time, and my stepmom didn't know, and I was just like, and my dad smokes cigarettes on the low, and my dad's just looking at me like, what the fuck?
Hiding that habit is a pain in the ass because you smell like it.
Yeah.
You know, you're fiended out. You're like in the cold.
I don't know how he hit it. This was before vapes too, really. This
Mm-hmm.
was 2000. How many years ago is this? 12 years ago? I guess there were vapes, but like they weren't popular yet. So he was just perfuming, I guess, and washing his hands.
It's a lot of work.
So much work.
It's like cheating.
It is cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any lie that you tell your significant other, whether it's, is cheating.
So I would imagine if you're hiding cigarettes, it's almost, then you end up smoking more because of the stress of it. You
Yeah.
think it alleviates your stress. The thing with cigarettes is they don't alleviate your stress. I never smoked a cigarette and did anything better.
No.
And I like cigarettes.
Yeah.
But I like them for a short period of time. Then after a while, I'm just like, what am I doing? I smoke American Spirits when I do it, so they burn like there's cocaine in there. Meaning
Yeah.
they burn very slow.
Very slow.
And I understand why people in the restaurant industry like them because they could take their
break is
breaks.
longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could watch a full episode of Friends while they
Yeah.
smoke.
I like to smoke cigarettes too, and I used to when I'm manic. Actually, I have a famous quote, if you will. Everyone was like, "You got to stop smoking," because I chain smoke when I'm manic, just like nonstop. It's like an oral fixation thing. And I remember being like, a lot of people say that cigarettes kill people, but my cigarettes have kept me from killing people. And my family was like, "You gotta go, bro. It's time to go to the hospital."
Yo, that's dirtbag shit right
I know.
there.
I thought it was like a bar that I was dropping. I was like, they alleviate my stress so that I don't kill people.
And you said that more than once?
More than once. I think I might have tweeted it.
It's just floating around the internet. You don't know
No,
what
I
date
took
it
my
was?
Twitter down, bro. I've been hospitalized 6 times. I've said some shit that I regret. My Twitter is gone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because it just holds it up there.
Yeah.
Like that. It just holds it above your head. Like,
Yeah.
hey, there you go. You said that.
You said that. No,
It's
I
a
didn't.
statement.
It's gone. Scrubbed. Yeah.
So what was the first? What happened the first time that you knew you? First of all, I want to ask before we talk about you going into the hospital.
Yeah.
Is there anything during the episode that makes it like this is fun? Like, are you fucking better? Like,
The
do you?
whole time it's fun for me, dog.
Interesting.
Mania, it feels like the best drug.
Because I would imagine your inhibitions are gone.
No
so with something like
inhibition.
sex, with a partner who's willing and able, that might be amazing. So you might have someone be like, wow, I appreciate your inhibitions and this willingness to fuck all night. Jesus, Matt.
Yeah.
Mr. Pavich, jeez.
Yeah, I have a pretty quick trigger when I'm not manic, but when I'm manic, baby, I can go. And I really, people joke around, comics joke around. They're like, I dickmatize women when I'm manic, and then they come to, and then they're like, oh, this is not what I signed up for at all. You're like depressed and sad, and I'm like, well, remember that one time? Remember that?
It's a trade-off. You can't have it all, right?
Can't have it all, baby. That's it.
Which reminds me of we were just talking about Matt Richards, our boy, very funny comic. He had posted about 20 minutes ago how he subconsciously doesn't want to work out because he heard that it shrinks your penis. And I responded, there might be some truth in that because every time I've done burpees, my penis has morphed into a thimble. The trade-off is I got the stamina of an ostrich.
Yes, exactly.
You can't have it all.
You can't have it all. You want stamina? Your dick's going to shrink a little bit.
And then you commented propaganda. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is it? He's not in the studio. He's commented. It's like 6 minutes ago. And now I'm surveilling you.
Yeah. No, it is propaganda. That's propaganda for sure. Your dick doesn't shrink when you work out, does it?
In the middle? That's true story. I was doing
while you're actively working
Yeah, it's
out.
almost like my body's so stressed out.
All the blood goes to different spots.
Yeah,
That
it's
makes
almost
sense.
like my penis was protecting itself. Like, your body is moving in some awkward ways. Let's shell up. Because we may want to reproduce.
Yeah, it's
You
time
know,
to go in the shell.
Because my penis looks at me upstairs like, yo, I heard your mouth and your brain connect, and they're talking to your wife, talking about, you're gonna give me my son. We're gonna need this to stay intact.
Right.
You know?
Right. That's smart. Good for the body.
Yeah, everything is in full
go
motion.
get it. Yeah.
It kind of uses the balls as the curtain, like, oh.
Yeah.
But it's pathetic, man. Like, I looked down and it was like any belly button.
Any belly button.
Yeah.
Just while you're burping.
Yeah, and I look so stupid. I'm 42 years old doing burpees. My face is all flushed. Ooh, I don't come up as high.
No, you're in good shape.
I'm in good shape, but
Yeah.
burpees you never look good doing burpees unless you're like 18 years old. And
I never look good working out. My workout faces are bad, bro. Just like at the bench, just fucking my spotters just laughing while I make
so
the
you
worst face.
like lifting weights.
I like lifting weights. Yeah, I used to more. I used to be in really good shape, and then I just like keep pulling shit, man, and fucking my calf is pulled right now. You ever pull your calf?
No.
Awful.
But I
It's
know.
lingering. It's lingering.
Yeah, because you're always on your feet, right?
I know.
So one thing that I knock on wood, I have had very few injuries, and it's because I'm real big on warming up and stretching and all that shit. And I have a feeling that's what keeps me injury free.
I'm the opposite.
You going
man.
cold.
I still think I'm 18.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
like,
just, yeah.
Yeah.
Just run out to the field. I still play in a one-hand touch football league.
So that's still manic behavior. I start questioning, just pointing at you.
You're still manic. You're manic right now. I do have awful nightmares that I'm manic. That's something that lingers. Like I'll just wake up and be like, it wasn't me. And my girlfriend's like, chill, what's up? And I'm like, I'm good. I swear to God, I'm good. And she's like, okay.
God, yeah, that's a lot, man.
It's a lot. Yeah, the shame, the guilt, sucks.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like when I was using drugs. Like,
Yeah.
You know how I It's interesting, right? Because when I was using drugs, I always knew I had a problem. No one else did.
Yeah.
Did it feel the same way with you when you were like, when you have an episode? Did you feel But it was the opposite, maybe, right? People knew that something was going
knows
on. You were
it's
like, I'm fine.
Exactly. It's the exact
opposite.
I'm like, I swear to God, I'm good. Like they're like, you're rapping again, and I'm like, the music's good this time, I swear. And like, I'm just like chain smoking cigarettes in the house. There's an ashtray with 2 packs of cigarettes that I haven't cleared out yet from like one day. And they're just like, you're not fine. And I'm like, I'm good. I don't want to go. Yeah. So it's the opposite of your issue, which was, yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny. As an addict, I have a collection of memories in which I was acting out, and I remember the participants, not the people who contributed to that specific night or day, but I remember nights I'm like, oh, like shamed. We talk about shame. And one time, you and a mutual friend of ours, I think his name was Mike.
Yeah.
O'Rourke.
Yeah.
Mike O'Rourke. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm fucking up right now because I'm thinking about like 3 other people. Yeah, our boy Mike O'Rourke. You guys produced a great show, I believe, in BK. Chris DeStefano was there, and Giannis, yeah. And that was a relapse. I had a relapse. I copped some drugs at the spot. I figured that shit out, and you guys threw me a bone, meaning I had a spot, and then I was like in and out the room, and I just remember like seeing guys I cared about. Like I've always liked just stand up. Michael Rourke was a friend of mine. Giannis was there, and I believe Chris was there. Or I went 2 separate times. It's all a blur, but I remember getting high and then like trying to hide from you guys, and then feeling shamed. You know, like it's just weird how you remember those things.
I remember that conversation we had at the bar.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is like a super deep, profound conversation. I've never really gotten this deep with Sergio. And then I think Mike was like, I think he's coked up. and then I was like,
that explains why.
That makes a lot of sense. He was super complimentary.
Yeah.
Not that you're not. It's just like, it was like a long conversation.
It was more amplified. Like you were trying to go up on stage, and I had you by your sleeve, like that. You're amazing.
Yeah, like I gotta light this guy. Yeah. No, I still have. I still remember those. Like I have pictures from that night. I that was a cool. We ran a cool show. He's a crazy person, Mike. I love him to death, but it was difficult running a show with him. And yeah, we got some good names out there. And then we did it at the Shady Lady. That was another massacre.
I like Queens. Queens stand up. I always have a good time in Queens.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I like Queens. Yeah. Were you born and raised in Queens?
Born and raised in Astoria.
What part? Astoria.
Yeah.
And you're Croatian and Wales?
My father's Croatian. My mom is Italian and Haitian.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a nice mix in there.
Thank you. I think me and my sister's got to be the only 2 people on earth with that mix.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's a very unique mix.
Yeah.
Have you ever did 23andMe?
No.
You should.
I know. My sister did, and
it's probably the same shit.
It's the same shit. She found like some other shit, like Venezuelan.
It's got to be the same, right? It wouldn't be that you have more or less. Or can it be?
I mean, unless my mom was, my dad wasn't my real dad or some crazy shit like that. You hear about stories like that, right?
Yeah.
23andMe is fucking up families, dog.
So you could get pictures of like second cousins and stuff, right? A friend of mine went on, and he said his second cousin was like very like revealing. Like, he's like, I kind of want to fuck my second cousin. Like, she was showing a lot of thigh, and like her hair was mid swing.
Yeah.
And I was like, dogs, can I see a picture?
Can I see a picture?
Yeah, but
I have a friend that found out that like your dad might not be her dad. Like it's fucking crazy out there, man. 23andMe is destroying the fabric of our country, the family unit.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, and you're just like, oh, let me see if I have some Cherokee in me, and then you find out your father's not your father. That shit is wild.
Maybe I'm Native American. Nope, you're not my dad.
Right.
Crazy.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Life be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, shit. If that happened to you, how would who would you rather not have, your mother or your father? Who would you be like?
I mean, my mother's got to be my mother. There's pictures of at the hospital
of you coming out like that. I'm out here, baby.
It's me.
It's me. It's lit.
Yeah. My mom's definitely my mom. I have a joke in my special that my uncle might be my real dad, and it's like kind of like been alluded to that there might be some truth in that. But like I'll bring it up and like my dad will get upset and like my mom will get upset. So who knows?
Why do I picture you bringing this up in underwear? Like, your parents having a nice breakfast and you wake up like around 10 a.m., but you don't even live there. You decide to sleep over and you're like in briefs, but colored briefs, like maroon.
It's Thanksgiving morning.
Yeah. And your hair looks great, you know, but then you're like, your eyes are a little puffy from, the Thai food you had the night before, and you're pouring cereal. And you're like, you're not my dad. I know it's uncle, whatever. And then you're just like, where's the milk?
Yeah.
Almond milk, and you're complaining, and they're just looking at you.
Yeah. Oat milk, please. You're not my real dad. No, it's a silly little joke, but it's gotten some traction in the family, and other people have alluded to it being true. So it's funny. It's like started as a complete joke because my uncle, like, we look alike, we have similar qualities, and, so who knows?
Does anyone in your family have bipolar?
Yeah.
So that's like it's hereditary.
They say it's hereditary, but
You don't buy it.
I do buy it. But there's some studies that what they thought was like way more hereditary is actually like trauma based.
Yeah, that's
So,
how that was gonna be my next follow-up question. Or is it like something that happened as a kid?
Well, we pass down trauma, right? It's like generational. So if my grandfather was abusive to whoever, then people carry that shit through the family.
Yeah.
So they're doing studies on whether or not it's like a genetic thing that you pass down or like behavioral shit that you pass down. And it's still up in the air. I've been reading a bunch of shit about it. Who knows? I don't think it matters really to me if it's, genetic or behavioral. I got this shit. I'm dealing with it as best as I can,
How do you deal with it besides medication?
I medicate. Talk therapy is huge for me. Therapy changed my life in a very positive way. Being sober, that's been a huge plus for me. Sleeping regularly, very important. And just like trying to live a fulfilling life is like important.
Yeah. And it's all right there. It's all tangible.
I know.
Right? It's all right there. We got to keep it simple.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I find with what we do, stand-up comedy, we have to be very careful. I know personally, maybe I should speak for myself.
No.
I got to be careful because it's like the times in which we work, nighttime. You're exposed to drinking, drugs. I mean, there's no one's throwing like ninja storing fucking cocaine at me. So but it's easy. I know it's available.
Yeah,
weed is past. I know it's
Yeah.
around. Like I just, I can find it if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And all sorts of sensations lie if you're not like careful and secure in your shit.
Yeah.
Right. So I always find that I'm super grateful to be doing it. I'm happy with the process of it and just being present with it. The moment I think about too much of the past, go too ahead of myself with the future, then I start to get a little off track, and then I notice things become off tilt. And none of that should be that serious.
None of it is that serious, and that sounds like a super abstract, but it's simple, and that's the hardest part. Is like all this shit is so simple. The hardest things to do sound so fucking simple. Like getting sleep. That sounds like a simple. We all sleep, but like regularly going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time, that's hard with the shit we do. Every night you got a different spot time, 2 spots.
It has to. We need to correlate, like just a balance.
Yeah.
So how we eat,
is
in a kind of go into how well we sleep.
Yeah.
How seriously we take the work. We want to take the work serious, but if you beat yourself up about it or go too high celebrating it, like remain grounded in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And making sure that the relationship with yourself through fitness, this is all like care, self-care, but like making sure that heart rate comes up, making sure you're educating, you're stimulating your brain in a different way. So it's a balance of different things that assist with the longevity of just like a fulfilling life.
I agree. Exercise is huge too. I didn't mention that, but like that's huge for me too. Just making sure that I'm like tired at the end of the day, even if it's not like lifting weights or whatever. Just like make sure I had a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I bet a lot of the stuff you found out on your own, or when you admitted the first time. Was it like, this is a guideline to how...
It's funny you mentioned that because the first time I was admitted, they were like, these are all the things you have to do. And I was like, fuck that.
You were like, fuck you, with a cigarette in your mouth.
Yes,
Fuck.
yeah.
And I picture you with the hospital gown on.
The blue, yeah.
So they didn't put you in a straitjacket.
No, they don't do that anymore.
Oh, wow.
They put you like in a padded room if you're really acting up.
Yeah. Were you acting up like that?
Oh, yeah. I got the booty
So like the
juice.
Eminem first album, like this, in a padded room?
Yeah, I got the booty juice or something they
What's
call
a booty juice?
Booty juice is like a syringe full of tranquilizer if you're really acting.
Because I've always known you got a fat ass.
Thank you.
You got that.
Yeah, they just wanted to shoot me in the ass because I got a
Wait,
nice butt.
what does the booty juice thing?
It's a tranquilizer.
Oh, okay.
And they shoot you in the ass. They pin you down, shoot you in the ass, and you're fucking out for like 2 days. And then you wake up and you're just like drooling.
Oh, that's fucking annoying.
And you wake up and you're in a psych ward and you're like, how the fuck did this happen?
Alone.
Or I've been to some shitty hospitals with like 5, 6 other people in the room.
Just throw them in a bin.
Seriously.
The pen.
Seriously, the rooms at like Elmhurst Hospital, you're fucking with like 4 or 5 other dudes. How do you sleep?
That's scary.
And they're like, get some rest.
Let's get some rest.
The guy next to you is fucking running into the wall. Yeah. That's a huge thing that I've witnessed is like the disparity in like funded hospitals. Because I've been to some nice hospitals and I've been to some dog shit hospitals.
Yeah.
And it really is just like where it is in New York. Some places have money, some places don't, and the places that don't have money, it's bad.
Yeah, it's like you're in Rikers.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. So it's no surprise to me that now we see a lot of mentally ill people in the streets because they probably have a choice now with COVID being the priority, or they say it is.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all these facilities getting, consumed by COVID. And then they're like, hey, take your medication, you could go back home or whatever. Is that what's happening here? Because I feel there's a lot of mentally ill people out in the streets now.
Rampant. One of my cellmates, if you will, my roommates, was this dude, and we were chatting it up in the psych ward. We were cool. We were playing ping pong together. Like a year later, once I was out and like, not that I was in there for a year, but like a couple years passed by, I saw him on Canal Street, just like going through garbage. And I was like, yo, I said his name. He didn't remember who I was. It was really sad.
That's heartbreaking.
It was fucked up. And it really made me realize, like, I'm so lucky, like, that I have a family that cares. Like, this guy could have been my age, going through the same shit. His family just gave up. It's crazy.
That is crazy. And the thing is, whatever struggle I believe we're going through, whether it's addiction, mental health, whatever, there's many different battles. We have to keep that pain a little close to us.
Yeah.
I never forget because it can sound radical. I remember, at my hardest point, my sister saying, you keep this shit up, you could end up, like losing your home. And that sounded like, oh, that's extreme. But, you keep on turning the pages in that.
Couple months, couple bad
it
months.
can happen.
Yeah.
And it's you gotta keep that pain and that reality close to you a little bit, so it's respectful. Like you're respectful of it, and you keep on working.
Yeah.
Wow. So why do you think it you admitted 6 times over? Was it because you stopped medication? What was the consistent actions on your part that allowed the relapse, if I may? I'm not sure what's the correct term.
I'm not sure either, really.
I'm tying it very much to like addiction and shit.
Yeah. So like you said, the first time I went in, they were like, look, your parents say that you like to party, whatever. You're going to have to cut all that shit out. Your parents said that you're up late. You're going to have to regulate your sleep. You're going to have to eat better. You're going to have to be sober and take your medication. And like we said, I was just like, fuck you, man. Big Pharma is trying to eradicate. I went on this fucking, Socrates never slept. Plato never slept. I forget who it was. One of the philosophers used to sleep with like a big metal ball in his hand. And as soon as the ball fell, he would wake up. So he would sleep for like 10 minutes a day. And I was quoting that. They were like, okay, you're not any of these people. You're not a genius philosopher. You're this kid from Queens who's definitely bipolar. And so like 2 months after my first visit, I was locked up again in the psych ward, different psych ward, but they told me the same shit. I was like, fuck you. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. 2 months after that, I was locked up again. So my first 3 hospitalizations were in a span of like 5 months. And then I would take my meds. The meds would fuck me up in all sorts of different ways, dick stuff, creativity stuff. And I didn't realize that it takes a while for you to figure out like which meds work for you.
You gotta be patient.
You gotta be patient and try stuff and journal and like regulate your mood, like know what's going on this day and that day and like chart shit. And like I just wasn't doing the work. And
that's the thing. And hold that thought. That's the thing. To get better and to things are gonna have to be sacrificed. Because you might have had a spike. Let's say for the sake, because we're comic, creatively you might have felt like you have very few inhibitions. I do this and I'm bang bang. But the bad shit that comes with that, it's an abundance, right? And it washes away. So maybe we need to be a little more, build up these walls and not be as creatively free or we think, right? But it's got to be, and it may take a little longer, you know, but that's the right way, and it's just going to be the way that it's sustainable.
Yeah, I mean, I always say, like, in my career, I've taken, like, a few steps forward and then, like, 6 steps back every time this shit happens. And it doesn't feel like that because Mania feels so good. So, like, I feel like every idea that I have is fucking genius, and this is the next big thing. I'm going to change the world with this song or video or whatever it is. So it's hard to channel that and, like, realize that none of that is real. You know, that's all my brain misfiring information. It's not going to get me ahead. In fact, it's ruining my life. So coming to that realization and, you know, realizing that I need to be sober and all those things, it took me a long time, and finding the right meds that work. So I hope that I'll never be locked up again. You know, you never know. Like we said, it gets tiring doing the work, but I'm doing the work, and I'm really trying to stay out of the slammer, as I call it.
Right. I wonder if you know subconsciously, or we manifest the dark side. I know I do. I know months prior to like a relapse or not doing something I'm supposed, like there's thoughts I'm creating in my head already.
Yeah.
It's weird, and it happens months before. It's what I'm entertaining, what I'm consuming.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe I'll get off my meds in a couple months.
Yeah, and it might not even
It's
be
just that voice that, like.
But like it's certain things that we do.
Louder and louder.
Sometimes a smell might ignite. You know, like I've been to this place.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Right?
I've been to this bathroom.
Yeah, like some things like that. Do you find that too? Is it the same?
Oh yeah, man, and it's hard. It's hard to have friends that still, like, you know, have a good time and drink and do drugs and go to places that you have drank and done drugs and get a ginger ale at the bar that you had a fucking crazy time at last time you were there.
Do you miss it?
I'll tell you what I miss. I miss the hypomania, which is like right before it gets bad. And I'm just crushing on stage, you know, I'm in my bag. Everything is quick. Every thought is like, ooh, that was good. You know, that clapback was good. My crowd work is, but I have to remind myself that with that comes the negative shit. So I just have to come to terms with the fact that this is who I am now. You know?
Yeah.
I'm medicated. Maybe I'm not as quick as I once was. Maybe I'm not as uninhibited, as you said. My inhibitions are, you know, more grounded, but that's healthy. And that's what I have to do to be a person. So I have to kind of like realize that my career is important, sure, but like being a human being, being a brother, being like a boyfriend, being a son is more important than being like this loose cannon on stage that you never know what you're going to get.
And we have to be reminded that, you know, you feeling like your timing was impeccable on getting back to that heckler, you know, while you had a couple of drinks, doesn't really, it doesn't compete with being able to complete an album, do all the editing for it, you know, doing all the groundwork for it. Like that's
not sustainable.
It's not sustaable.
Yeah.
You know? And we have to remember that.
Yeah, I remind myself that every day. Almost every day in my journal I write, that shit was not sustainable.
Yeah. And the thing is, when we're sober and you know, you just feel everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's like all the work, and that shit is not fun. A lot of the shit is not fun, but you know, like the a lot of times, you know, when you complete it, it feels so great. It feels so good.
Oh,
it's so fulfilling.
I can't wait to put this album out.
Yeah.
There's so much work, years of jokes, years of. I didn't talk about being bipolar on stage for a long time.
How's the response from people? Do
you feel the room tighten up? Because everybody knows someone with some sort of mental illness, or they are mentally ill, or their family member. So you feel the room tighten up, and then you just gotta have that joke that's funny enough to fucking open that up. You know, get them all tight, get them all weird. Boom, let them relax, and like it's like almost like a button. You know, like a lever. and like let some laughs out, and then they get tight again, and I love that shit.
Yeah, it's the best.
Oh, I love sitting in a silent, weird fucking. It feels great, and then knowing that you have that next line that's gonna.
Who do you like to watch? Are they like OG veteran comics that you study?
Yeah.
Because I've been humbled within the past few years. Not humbled, but I fell in love with stand-up again, where I feel like I became like a student again.
Yeah.
And that happened. I mean, I've always loved stand-up, but I definitely feel like I allowed myself to be a fan again. Like
Yeah.
at first I'm not listening, I'm not doing my own thing, and I became, that wasn't fun. I got in my own head. But I
Same.
watched TK
Same.
Kirkland, a lot of Louis,
Yeah. Louis'
and
new special is unbelievable.
I got snippets of it. What it's the Bomb Boogie?
I mean, he's on another level.
He was at the cellar the other day, and it's so funny. He had some paperwork on a stool,
Yeah.
and he's looking for a reference, and the lady in the front row says, she assists him.
Yeah.
She gives him a word. He goes, oh, thank you so much. It's so sweet. It's amazing. It's exactly what I wanted. Now I really want to fuck you. He's like, why would I say that? Why would I, during the climate and all the things that passed, why would I do that? Who's that woman next to you? She said, that's my daughter. He said, I would love to fuck her too. Why would I do that? Why?
Yeah,
Why? In fact, I would like to fuck her in front of you. And this guy, he was ripping.
Yeah.
Ripping.
Yeah.
And it was like so fucking funny. And then he was like, the good thing is I'm the last comic here, so if anyone wants to walk out, you can leave. Like, it is.
He opens the special with like 10 minutes on pedophiles.
I mean,
it's nuts.
Yeah. And the thing is, when someone's that good at it, then I want to open a show like that. You know? I want to come out guns blazing.
I know. I mean, he's been doing it so long.
Yeah.
He's so good at it.
And the moment you start thinking, first of all, that's been his cadence, that's been his energy, for so long. But it's inspiring where it's like, I want to try some shit because
I don't get to watch him a lot, but the special is great. Anytime like Jessica Kirsten is anywhere near me, I have to go down and watch. She's like on another level. I think Schultz is really when he's around, I gotta watch him.
I saw him for the first time in at the club, and I was impressed by his ability to sit in the shit a little bit and talk about current events, and there was a laugh at the end. But even when it got like quiet, he knew how to bring it back up.
He's wild.
Yeah, he got very good.
Yeah,
he got very good. Like I'm super impressed with what he's doing now.
Yeah,
and good for him, man.
Yeah, Giannis is always I feel like I sort of like grew up on Giannis, if that makes any sense. Like just like when I was younger, I was like just such a big fan of him, and then getting to do shows with him was like, and then he was like complimentary of my work, and like that was like the first like, oh, maybe I actually could do this shit moment. So that was huge for me. I haven't seen him around though.
Well, he's very ill. No, I'm kidding. He's very ill.
He's
just very
dying.
ill.
Yeah.
He's not doing very well.
Yeah. Okay.
And but I have a bunch of poppy seeds in between my teeth, and you like you want to know more about Giannis, but you keep on licking your teeth like, but can you
just keep changing the subject? Yeah. He's gonna die soon.
Yeah.
That's all you give me.
It doesn't look good. When you talk about, I mean, we're close enough where I think you would learn about one of our friends dying from me, not on Facebook. That's the one thing, a good thing about Facebook. Like, it keeps you up to date with people who are dying. Yeah, I mean, I use that as my obituary. Honestly, I just saw it and I'm like, oh, this person's dying. And then I send someone a message like, I just want to know the juice.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? I don't go how, just like, hey, how you doing? And then I say, yo, man, it's crazy what happened to so-and-so.
They'll open up. People will open up about death. They'll get to it. They want to spill that tea, man. That shit is...
And then you get your fix. You're like, okay. Then you're like back on Instagram.
I deleted my Facebook too.
Yeah, good for you.
Couldn't do it anymore, man.
Yeah, it chips away at you.
It's just another thing that I have to check.
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok, I'm on TikTok now. I want to blow my brains out.
You're probably having a good time on there, though. What's the TikTok handle?
At Matt Z Pavich.
Do you do your characters, or you don't really? You
I do some character stuff.
Yeah, because I've always thought that was. I always were like, I thought you would, like in that area. I was very impressed by your like voices and
Thank you.
Yeah, I always thought that was good, but just regular stand up, your shit is tight too. But that stood out to me. I remember like, how many voices this motherfucker got? I was like, you had a few of them.
It's hard to do voices these days, Sergio.
Because you get in trouble, right?
You can't do any accents anymore.
You think so?
I know so.
Yeah. But you
Yeah.
got in trouble? Have you ever done a voice? And a voice is kind of like it's an act out, right? So
Yeah,
if you
it's the
bomb with that
ultimate
shit,
act out, and you gotta just keep going.
you gotta keep going.
It's-
It's almost like throwing yourself on the floor and pulling your legs back, and you're doing this fucking act out, and people are just looking at you like, that's
Yeah,
the worst.
Nothing.
If you get
And
none, then you got to get up.
Yeah, I know, dude. And
Oh, that didn't work.
You can't quit mid,
Oh,
because then it's just even weirder.
oh, God. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I've been in every situation that way. I've done act outs, bailed in the middle of it. Oh, you guys don't like this. And
Yeah.
just like your confidence is shot. I've done the full act out.
Yeah.
And, whatever. I feel like every possible thing but a glow stick has been thrown at my forehead. I think everything.
Did that happen?
No, it happened to Bill Santiago. Shout out to Bill Santiago. He has a great story about performing.
I had a candle thrown at me once, a lit candle at the fucking Village Lantern before it was upstairs, when it was still downstairs,
Holy
for
shit.
doing an accent. Yeah,
Which accent was it?
it was an Asian accent. Can't do that anymore, bro. Cannot do that anymore. This was probably like 10 years ago, but still.
Was it an Asian guy?
He was an Asian guy, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Did he know karate?
It seemed like it.
Yeah, that's confidence. Throwing
Yeah.
a fucking
And they didn't have a
fire at
bouncer
you.
there. They didn't have a bouncer there. They didn't have nothing.
Yeah, you were just
Comics
in
are
a
trying to-
basement with a bunch of fucking out of shape comics.
Yeah. just
looking
like,
at their
hey,
notebooks.
man, can you please leave?
Dude, not okay.
Dude, you can't throw candles, bro.
What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
Some dude with a wrinkled T-shirt, just trying to,
Someone trying to film it.
of course, on a shitty
Yeah,
phone
on
10
a
years ago.
fucking- Yeah, iPhone 4. It was bad.
Did you bob and weave? Did
Oh,
you
yeah,
do
I
the,
dodged
the,
it.
the
I
George
dodged it.
Bush
I dodged it.
shoulder roll?
Yep, shoulder roll. Heard the glass break. Kept going. Yeah,
That's wild.
wild.
That would have been great content, though.
Oh, I wish I had that so
yeah.
bad.
Fucking Lantern. It never had a built-in camera.
Never had nothing, man. That place was fucking debaucherous. Yeah. Good times. Yeah, you can't I've had to retire many an accent from my arsenal, if you will.
Yeah. You're like, damn, now I'm back to 3 minutes. Did you ever feel that way?
Oh, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate when time just catches up with you. Like, fuck!
Yeah. And now I'm writing like new material because I burned my album or whatever. And every time I go on stage, right before I go up, I'm like, oh my God, I have fucking 4 jokes on this notebook. What am I gonna do?
I think anyone who gives a shit about this feels that way.
Yeah.
I feel that way. It's just it's hard. It's so hard to turn over new material that works with.
But some people are so good at it.
Yeah, there's some people who got rhythm.
Prolific. I'm not prolific.
Yeah, me neither.
I would have been good in the 80s, 90s. 15 minutes, your whole career, I would have slayed that shit.
Yeah, me and you both.
Yeah. But this new, I have to post on TikTok. every
Oh
fucking week,
God.
burn material like that. You write a joke, you post it, that's it. That's
I know.
crazy.
I know.
Subtitles, ruining the game.
Yeah. A lot of this shit's not good either. I come across shit that I'm like, yo, dogs. Like this is. But
is
I
what
get
you
maybe it's the
posted,
beginning.
bro?
This is the beginning of their
Journey
into like feeding their audience content that seems like it's improvised, but it's like,
Bruh.
it's not. Yeah, a lot of
Some
it's not
of
good.
it-
Yeah, some of it's not
Some
good.
of it, I go, this is the clip you. What was the clip you didn't post?
Yeah,
If
yeah.
This was the.
Because they don't want. So what's happening is there's this need to constantly turn over material, like to have content for social media, and people are just posting
Crowd work.
crowd work, and there's a lot of that. And the thing is, a lot of it's just not that good, and maybe because we're fucking comics and we see it,
Yeah.
and we know the shit, you
Yeah.
know. So, but sometimes it's like, ee.
But we also have how many comedians in our feed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people that are not comedians have maybe one comic, maybe 2 comics.
Yeah, that's what it is.
In their feed, we're seeing fucking everybody post these clips. It's like, okay, this is
yeah, what do you do for work?
Yeah.
And, that shit.
Yeah.
And listen, that's good moments. That's like, oh, shit, you know. How are you with crowd work? I think I get too mean sometimes.
I just don't care.
Yeah, I don't care for much either. And unless I'm definitely not a comic who like goes in, but I'll tell you, there was a conversation that broke out in the audience the other day, and the lady wouldn't shut the fuck up. And then I was like, yo, you can't break into a conversation. I'm in the middle of this shit.
Yeah.
And she was looking on stage, but not looking at me. She was like looking away.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, so you're talking shit. And are you cross-eyed? Like,
She was.
and she said, no, I'm not. And I was like, you're not looking at me. What the fuck? Like, are you blind? And I was like, if you're blind, that sucks because I really wish you were mute. You know? And they were with me, but then as I started going in, like, it's the glass starts with the mouth.
No, I just don't think that they're interesting.
Yeah.
They're audience members. Why would I give a fuck what they do or where they're from? Like, I know it's like to get the room set and like, but doing too much crowd work, then especially as a host, because I host a lot, like, then they don't want to hear jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So
you condition them to.
You condition them for everything to be in the moment, and that's not good either because people are running their fucking jokes.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not good at pretending to care about their answers.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm bad at crowd work. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way a lot of the times. I just feel like it has to be an organic exchange.
Yeah. That's fun. That's really fun when you do it right and you say a joke and someone chimes in or whatever and you just that's great. But like prompting crowd work, that seems beat to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And you can feel it. It's energy.
Yeah. That's my biggest problem. I'm like a empath to the fucking 100th degree, and I can like feel the audience like in pockets. I'm like, oh, I'm good over there. I'm good over here. This guy fucking hates my guts. These two people in the corner, I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah. But I can like feel the energy.
The boyfriend of the lady who I thought was cross-eyed hated me.
Yeah,
I honestly thought that he may be waiting for me outside. So I was definitely I put the small hoodie just a little further back. So my peripheral, which I can't say that word.
Peripheral?
Peripheral.
Yeah, you did it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Look at that.
Look at that.
Yes, I wanted to make sure that I can see because, you just never know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The small hoodie is very funny.
Yeah, I got the small hoodie and I pushed it back a little bit so now I look like a little guppy. That is a small hoodie, right?
You look like a knight before he puts on his helmet.
One time in high school, I thought it was a great idea to wear a pilot's hat.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had a leather hat with the flaps.
Yeah.
But I never flown a plane.
No.
The aviation wasn't my strong
statement?
suit.
I had one of those furry ones.
Like a sheepskin?
Not even like a sheepskin. It was from like H&M. It was fucking cheap as fuck.
H&M clothing is horrendous because they'll try to create like an aviation hat. And H&M clothes last for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
You'll get like a fake sheepskin hat and fucking wooden shoes. Yeah, H&M is trash.
Wooden shoes.
Right?
Wooden shoes, bro. I've never bought H&M shoes because that seems like a fucking...
I definitely bought shirts and pants there, button-downs.
But you see the shoes there and they look like
enticing.
They're made of wood. They look like they're made of wood. No,
but there's also enticing. You see the whole getup. You're like, okay.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But it was like fur on the inside and it was like kind of... Maybe it was a pilot's hat also. And I rocked that shit in college. I thought I was so cool. I had a fanny pack. I was trying to bring back the fanny pack.
You were ahead of the game because fanny packs are in style now.
I know. I got roasted at my orientation for college. People were just like, who is this kid? I was wearing a bright blue fanny pack. But I was wearing it this way.
Wow. So you were ahead of the game.
That's
the way the kids wear now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's so funny how an article of clothing or a fanny pack can just give you some extra
conversation piece.
Yeah. 'Cause I remember I had a leather jacket and it was butter soft, but it was short. So you could it just wasn't a nice leather jacket, but it was like smooth. And my girlfriend at the time hated it. She was like, I hate that. Like she would be doing her hair and just like roll her eyes.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, that leather. Like it smelled like, it might have, It was just it was a leather that changed my personality. You know,
Yeah.
like you had the article clothes, like I wore it and I would almost. I wasn't abusive. I was never abusive.
Yeah.
But like I was like
You
pushing
wanted-
it.
yeah,
Like I wanted to like
Your accent changed. You
my
had an
neck got
accent.
shorter.
Yeah.
I was like, "You ready? Come on, you got the keys." Like
You're drinking dark liquor for some reason. You don't even like dark liquor.
I'm out in the middle of the cold, just bald head. I don't need a scully. I got my leather. Put the collar up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely was. I acted like an asshole with this leather,
It's
and
so
I would
funny.
bomb with it. Yeah, I remember every time I stepped on stage, I would bomb
Bomb.
with the leather because
Yeah.
I would leave it on.
Yeah.
Talking about this is a long time ago.
It's funny
that I had that leather.
how an article of clothing can really change someone's whole personality. Like a band T-shirt, you know. Like I don't want to know what your favorite band is before I meet you. You know what I mean? Like or like hats. Hats. A hat can really change your whole fucking vibe.
Remember Tracy Morgan used to wear a hat with a propeller on the top?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's a whole different.
That's a whole. So I immediately see a clown.
Yeah.
Right. So this guy's gonna be a clown.
Jeans, the way you wear your jeans, a completely different person. Completely different.
Yeah. If you sag your jeans, I immediately become irate.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, you know, I'll see a kid who I'm like, oh, he just doesn't know any better because he's 12, 13, 14 years old. But if I see an adult, like someone our age,
Yeah.
and with their sag, I'm like, cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
You're full grown.
It's
man.
not very becoming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get some weird jeans too, like acid wash. You know that's an Eastern European person. You know what I mean? You know an accent is coming with those pants.
And then they have like some bowling shoes
Bowling.
attached to it. Some fucking, there's always like 3 stripes on it. Velcro straps.
The diesel. Remember those diesel?
Yeah.
shoes? Oh my god.
I had the diesel shoes.
I wanted them so bad. My mom was like, "These are the ugliest things."
They
I've
were
ever
that
seen."
ugly. They were ugly at the time
I
too.
know they were, but everyone had them.
Yeah.
Diesel made millions off those shoes.
And I used to wear them with wide cut jeans.
Yeah.
Like boot cut.
Wide cut jeans make me sick to my stomach.
Ugh. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Just
Can't
a
do it.
so heavy denim, wide cut,
Yeah.
with the small leather jacket. That's what I was. That's how I was dressed, with an ink button down that was very slippery. It's very smooth, slippery,
Yeah.
shiny bald head.
Depending on the sun, it had different. It was a different color.
Yeah.
The lighting changed the
Yes,
color.
that's exactly what it was. It was like
Yeah.
a rainbow shirt, like an
Yeah.
iridescence.
Iridescent.
I like an iridescent shark. This.
Yeah, the rainbow fish.
Yeah. It's so stupid. I had like 3 different styles going on. I had like a leather jacket.
You didn't know.
I didn't know any better. So
Yeah.
I looked Dominican from the shoes and the pants look Dominican.
Uh-huh.
The European button down iridescent shirt, then a butter soft leather, and then I was smoking a cigarette,
Yeah.
like a Newport.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was finding myself.
You were finding yourself. I was finding myself for a long time, fashion-wise. I have some pictures that haunt me. To
Like
this day.
your look, you could get away with fucking a t-shirt, pair of jeans, and you're good.
Thank you.
Well, now, what were you doing? How were you experimenting, Mr.
Uh,
Pavich?
Polos. I was real big into polos for a while, like a Lacoste polo with a tight jean,
Okay.
like a gray
Showing
jean.
dick print?
Dick print. Yeah,
Showing dick print.
Showing dick print.
Yeah, you could probably get away with that. My dick print is whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, thimble style.
Thimble style.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a grower, not a shower? or
Yeah,
it's
for
just-
sure. Thank God.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not one of these guys too. There's people who put heavy emphasis on like I gotta have a big. I don't care. I never really cared about that because it is what it is.
It is.
But
it is.
the resting dick is
Not good.
shameful. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no way you catch me around. You know, moving around the apartment next to the fern plant.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like looking out the window with no underwear. I gotta wear the underwear,
Gotta wear
and I got some underwear that makes it look, you know, a little more.
Yeah,
you
there
know.
is. There
I
is
know what
underwear.
I'm doing.
There is underwear that helps.
That's underwear that helps.
Yeah. I'm doing all right, soft, you know. And I had a dick print for sure. Gray jeans. I remember I had these gray.
And you would do it on purpose?
No, that's the way pants were, like skinny jeans were a big
Have you
thing
ever
for-
caught any girl checking out the dick print?
No,
No.
no.
Girls are fucking smooth.
Yeah, they are smooth.
Probably catch a guy looking
Also,
at
that
it.
doesn't say much about, you know, soft dick doesn't correlate to hard dick. It's all over the place, right?
Yeah. It's long range.
Yeah.
Seriously. But listen, maybe like it would turn me off if I caught a girl checking if I had a good dick print. It would like I'll be like, oh, she
Yeah.
I'll be like,
It would turn you off, you said?
no, I'll
Oh,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
check,
That would be
you know,
very
There's
cool.
more. Like my neck would definitely shorten up, and I'm like, well, you know, there's more.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be interesting seeing becoming.
You bust out a chart.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Yeah, if you want to be introduced to the skill set,
yeah.
you know, we can arrange. You know Lexington Steele? He was a porn star, and he spoke like that. It was so ridiculous. He has a huge penis, and he was like a
Yeah.
pale woman. It was gross. Like
Yeah.
he had 2 nipple rings.
Uh-huh.
He didn't really work out, so he was like this tall, slippery black guy with like he had like the body of like a salamander. And he never looked like he worked out, and they had 2 silver nipple loops.
Crazy.
And the dick was ridiculous. And he would like pick girls up with just the dick and then place them in different areas in the apartment.
That's insane.
But he had an interview, and of course he had a turtleneck,
Yeah.
and the earrings, the
Through
nipple
the-
rings were
through
now in
the
his
turtle.
ears. Dogs. Dogs. Can you imagine? And he's talking about his penis like it's.
How did he talk?
This is the way he spoke. Well, I've been blessed with a special skill set, and when I'm working with the women, I'm very, you know, it's a ease, it's a
Yeah, you didn't
process.
see that coming.
Yeah, he had like these long fingers, and he's like they're pressed together, and he's, you know, so like he's talking about the process of like introducing women to his dick.
Yeah.
It's hilarious,
Of course.
and he's taking it so serious.
Yeah.
He's like, I never want to hurt the woman.
Yeah.
I'm respectful to my partner and my
My partner.
yeah. I think he used another word. I think he my colleague. He
Colleague.
says so with depending on who I'm working with, my colleague. I want to be respectful to the nature of what the scene is,
Yeah.
because you're thinking we're gonna work an hour to hour and 30. And he was doing shit like that with the turtleneck. Oh man,
Crazy that you watch. Crazy that you watch porn star interviews.
yeah. I mean, like, in my defense, it was a Vlad interview, which is a hip hop thing, and they just
Okay.
fucking inserted that shit in there.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
I thought you were like, I need to get to know this person
No,
on a personal
it's
level.
already fell on my lap, man. I promise you.
That's some dirtbag shit.
Yeah. When you sort that out,
Watching porn star interviews.
Yeah.
Is some dirt.
yeah, with
bag
your feet
shit.
crossed and shaking
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Just like a TV dinner.
yeah. 10 minutes before I pick up my daughter. It's just like in
Crazy.
school.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is some ultimate dirtbag shit. Getting to know your porn stars.
I have a few questions I've been wanting to. They're dirtbag questions.
Okay, let's hear them.
All right, so I think it makes it a little fun.
Yeah.
We got to know a lot about you, but where's the most dirtbag thing you picked your teeth with? Take your time. The most dirtbag thing you picked your teeth with.
I'm going to go with this, and this is some dirtbag shit. I'm very, very disgusted by myself, but it is the truth. A Metro card.
Bang! I had a feeling it was. Yo, dogs, I've done the same.
That's
It's
disgusting.
the
that was swiped through
I know.
the subways.
I know.
Subway. What is in that
I
thing that
know.
we swipe it in?
I
And
know.
I put
But
that in
the
my
texture of
fucking
it is smooth. It's glossy.
It's glossy.
And it got a nice bend to it.
Oh yeah, you can really get in.
Yeah,
there.
you can get it. And there's a round side and there's a flat
I
side.
know. There's a pointy side and the little curved part.
Yo, dogs. Listen, man. I've done the same many
That's
times over. I've
disgusting.
broken up cocaine with Metro cards.
100%.
Listen, it's an unlimited Metro card. The possibilities are unlimited.
Unlimited.
All right. What's the most dirtbag place you fucked? During your mania.
Okay.
Take your time. I want you to answer this as honestly as possible. Are you laughing at the snip or the thought of you pumping someone behind the fucking
It was
Fiat?
literally. It was literally in an alleyway.
Was there like a cat on the fucking fire escape?
It was behind
A guy with a knife
the
in the background?
she still lived with her parents, and it was at their house in the alleyway. Debaucherous.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great word.
And it was like 9 p.m.
Oh, wow. Was the sun still out?
No.
So it's like, when it's, 9
was
p.m.
dark.
Yeah,
It was
it's
dark.
always going to be dark at 9 p.m. Maybe in the summertime. No, yeah, it's going to be dark.
It was dark. but
What was the
let me tell
position?
you-
She was holding her ankles?
She was holding her ankles.
Yeah.
And, any neighbor
Yeah.
could have.
But the primitive mind had taken over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was young. There's got to be another weird place, though. Cars.
I
cars
once,
over-
so a block away from the Village Lansing, there was this fucking bar. And I remember I was like early 24 stand up, and I had on these leather camouflage pants that I used to wear when I went out.
Yeah.
And this time I went out by myself. So I had leather camel pants, a leather peacoat, and it was
Yeah.
raining, fucking up my outfit.
Yeah.
I go into a bar, and there's a group of fluffs. And I'm sorry, this is the DBS podcast. Fluffs are, some big girls. And I started dancing when I was having a good time. It was light. The bar was light.
Yeah.
But they were heavy, right? And we're dancing. And we had a good time. We danced for like 20 minutes. I bought her a drink. We went outside. We started kissing. And then we went to the NYU like dorm area. And there was a security guard like opposite of where we were like making out. And she bent over, had a condom in one of my 1,500 pockets in my leather camel pants. Yo, and I pumped away until I came away. And it was raining. And then the security guard had like a Daniel Steele book, and he's just like looking at us like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was waving him off,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't go.
No, that was the highlight of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we exited, and we walked down some steps. She falls down like a flight of steps. I'm like, come on, man.
Come on.
I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We go back into the bar. I said, you want a drink? And she's like, yeah, can I get a vodka and cranberry? I bought her the drink. I said, I'm going to get myself a drink. And I left.
Yeah.
Yeah, dirtbag shit.
That is dirtbag shit. Oh,
Yeah.
I had sex in the Village Lantern bathroom once.
Those are good bathrooms for cocaine
No.
and sex, no? Because
Not
there was
this
multiple
one.
bathrooms.
Not this one. This one was tiny. This one was tiny and
You like it
smelled
too?
horrendous. Yeah. Yeah, those are probably the two weirdest places.
Yeah, the Village Lansing, I mean, it lended itself to that, the grime.
Oh,
it was like
gross.
that, yeah. And they had like those industrial sinks.
Yeah.
It looked like at any moment just a nut would come up, non-stop water. I always felt like they had.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. That place, man. Oof. Took some years off my life for sure.
Yeah, I gotta say I didn't play there often, but a lot of comics cut their teeth there.
Yeah.
So there was like and I would consider, because I think that you're a little younger than me. There were like guys like you really got down there. I just kind of missed that end,
Yeah.
But there was like, I remember like, there was a group of comics who worked there a lot,
Yeah.
and I just remember seeing Akash there, Andrew there, Khalees Hawkins, every time I passed through there. But I didn't play there often. When I did, it wasn't terrible. I mean,
No.
there was some nights I was like, but I remember there's a lot of dirtbag stories.
A lot of dirtbag stories.
Yeah.
The
You know
ultimate-
this? It was like a constant turnstile of shows. It would never stop,
Never
right?
stopped.
So
It
it
was
was like
3 a.m. shows. It was
yeah,
on
and
a
it, like
Tuesday.
the audience would kind of refresh itself with barkers just shuffling people down, and that's kind of an ill way to do comedy. And I mean, when I mean ill, I mean sick.
Yeah.
Not in a good way.
Oh, okay,
It's a
okay,
very
okay.
sick way
Yeah, for sure. The
to trick
sickest.
drunks into coming to a basement and
Yeah.
like I'm funny, and that's how passionate and desperate we are in the
I know.
early stages.
I used to bark outside of the Lantern in the
yeah,
winter
you're talking to
time.
complete strangers.
Yeah, you want to see a comedy show? You want to see a comedy show? You want to see a comedy
You're
show?
selling yourself
Yeah.
before you get up on stage, which is an odd thing to do.
I know.
But I think there is a place for it. I think, for however long, but very
Yeah.
short for I think it should be. I wouldn't recommend it because I think that could shave away.
Oh yeah. I agree
Like
with
your
everything
patience.
you said, and I'm glad I did it, but I am so glad that is not part of my life anymore.
Yeah. Yo, Matt, I think in closing, I want you to reintroduce the album. The date, I believe it was January 14th.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I'm good.
Woo!
Yeah, and Wednesdays at Bellevue. It's going to be available Spotify,
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Buy it on iTunes if you got money.
Yeah.
I would really appreciate that. It's going to be on all the streaming platforms. It's a very good album. And then it'll be on my YouTube probably like 2 weeks after I drop it. I'm still not sure how long I'm going to wait.
It's
so
exciting, man.
follow me on Instagram at Pavich. Same on TikTok, YouTube. You know the fucking drill.
Yeah, man. And happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
And all the shit. Subscribe, comment, share, do the damn thing. 2022, we're coming in strong. We're keeping it live. We're keeping it funky. So happy to have you on, Doggy Dog. You're the man. Thank you. And we out. Another episode of the DBS Podcast. Peace, peace, peace. I mean, it's always going to be Dirtbag Shit Podcast.